10 seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
I did again. Good morning, everyone. Not a joke, not a hoax, not an imaginary story, but the real thing. How the heck are you? Welcome to this morning's Never Mind the Furthermore. It's June 14th. We're almost halfway through the month 2021. Hope you all had a great day. I'm your host, Brian K. Morris, and I want to thank every one of you for being here, whether you're watching me live or on the rerun. And had to run downstairs and get my fez. I had my fez with me yesterday when I was traveling, so people let me in. Anyway, hope y'all are having a great Monday. Hope your work week's going well so far, and we want to thank a whole lot of people before we get into your comments. And the first one, of course, is Jeffrey Hayes at Plasma Fire Graphics, who I'm sitting in front of one of his posters. I need to do something about that glare, but that's part of what my journey yesterday was all about. But anyway, please check out plasmafiregraphics.com when the look of your book matters to you. Did you see those covers? Did you see that fantastic trailer there? Did you see my latest books? No Ambition, number 4 in the Snow Short series, a quick read crime thriller by me, Brian K. Morris. Jeffrey Hayes did all that stuff at Plasma Fire Graphics. He can do it for you. And here's the best part. Not only is he talented, he is affordable, even on an indie creator's budget. All right. Even Cookie says, yeah, go ahead. Anyway, with that ringing endorsement, hope you all check out plasmafiregraphics.com. Also check out their Facebook page and prepare to be amazed. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Also want to thank the people who power this show at the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Check this out. Please take a screen capture of it because we've got your entertainment and education. We're going to educate you all 7 days of the week, and Comics, Chaos, and Sass last night with Heather Ellen. I got home too late to watch on the live, but it's fantastic seeing all those creative people and visiting with Heather. Always a great show. And we've got things coming up all this week. I do have one programming note real fast. Clever Title pending tomorrow will have to be a rerun, and we will tell you more about that in a moment. Please check out all these shows. We talk about comic books. We talk about creatives. We talk about elevating your career, kicking it up to the next level. We have advice, information, and a whole lot of things that'll make you smile. So please take screen capture of that, and please give a like to the Rising Tide Broadcast Network page, where you're going to see more of our family's videos popping up on there, not just mine. And speaking of family, I'd love to thank my family at Patreon. You can be a patron to a creator. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where for an affordable sum every month, you can directly support your favorite creators, many of whom you see on the screen have their own Patreon pages that you need to check out. Also, you get stuff for it. For instance, every time we put on a show, every time we publish something, these names are going to be immortalized within. So if you want your ego boosted a little, this is a good way to do it. And our levels start at only $1 a month. So please check out what we offer you at Patreon at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. Yeah, we had a great weekend. Saturday was running around with our friend. and then having a very, very fine dinner. And then because we are celebrating tomorrow our 30th wedding anniversary, Cookie and I. We have been married as of tomorrow for 30 years. And so we celebrated Saturday. And then yesterday we went to the very first Pulp Fiction convention. It was held in Westlake, Ohio, and it was a fantastic affair. Congratulations to Jeff Harper on a super first time show there. It was a lovely facility, great layout, a lot of great stuff, and I'll be showing some of it to you later. Well, heck, I may not wait. For one thing I got yesterday was a copy of Argosy Weekly. Now look at that. This is how many pages here? Yeah, the edges are kind of crumbly. 128 pages for only 10 cents. Whole bunch of words in there. And if you see by my fingers the name Johnson McCulley created El Fox Zorro and was a prolific, incredible author. And we picked this up yesterday at a reasonable price. And then this one I had to get because of one of the authors again. This is 5 Western novels. Again, look at that. This is good reading. And back then you got this one. This was 25 cents. This is from April of 1953. The Argosy was from November 11th, 1939. America wasn't even in the war officially yet. But anyway, you're going to see a name in here that sold it to me. Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson. This is a reprint of a 1948 story he did in another magazine. And Malcolm, for those of you who don't know, Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson was a war hero, served in the military with great distinction, and then turned his travels into stories, became a prolific pulp author, and eventually a publisher. And one of the things he published, unfortunately, he couldn't sustain the company, but it was taken over. It was taken over all right by a pair of gentlemen who rechristened it DC Comics. So anyway, I had to get those. Plus, I picked up from my good friends Jim Beard and Charles F. Milhouse and John C. Bruning were there. Got to meet John for the first time. And from Charles, I got his brand new book, Evolution Man. And if you like Jeffrey Hayes, that's a cover by Jeffrey there with a foreword by Bobby Nash. Ooh, can't wait to read it. And then I got a convention special since I buy the Captain Hawkland books. This is a convention exclusive, Curse of the Pharaohs 2 by Charles F. Milhouse. Looking forward to tearing into that. And then I went over to the Pulp, the Flinch Books table, and I picked up this one, Occupied Pulp, with stories by Will Murray, William Patrick Maynard, Patricia Gilliam, Bobby Nash, Justin Bell, and John C. Bruning. This is the end of World War II promised a new era of peace, hope, and prosperity for strife-ridden nations around the globe. But the immediate aftermath was a dangerous time, for some treachery, intrigue, and conflict still ran deep in the veins, even after the guns had been silenced. It's all about adventures in occupied territory. That sounds thrilling. And then I got both of John's Midnight Guardian books. I love the title, and these books look fantastic. And he probably writes even more words than I do. Who knows? But yeah, this is good looking stuff. I can't wait to really immerse myself in it. And then last week I got some good stuff too. Thank you, Comics Cubed in Kokomo, Indiana. I'm not gonna take this out. This is falling apart, but Startling Stories, Pulp. They had a Startling Stories comic book, and I picked that up. And here's a bucket list thing. I've always wanted to own a copy of Doc Savage. And I use this as my picture from last week. But yeah, I have a copy of a Doc Savage Pulp. And plus, I got 2 what they used to call sweat magazines, and they were men's adventure magazines. Where the men were men and women were there for the men. Anyway, this is good stuff, and this is the stuff that my uncle used to give me for when I was 5 to shut me up while the grown-ups talked in the next room. But anyway, that was my weekend. Tell me about yours. Hope you had a great one, and let's hit the comments here. I know I'm super behind, but I had to share. And first in the gate this morning is the one, the only Nicholas Anthony Tucker. Nick, Fantastic show Friday night. You did well, and especially in the green room. Anyway, good morning, Nevermorians. As we venture forward, let's do so with equal parts of courage and kindness. I love that. Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much. Nicholas Tucker says, as cons are increasing, I would love to hear about a Q&A with BKM and possibly a panel of folks from the Rising Tide Broadcast Network on the new con normal and the kind of basic questions newbie creators ask me. Nick, that gives me an idea for a clever title pending, maybe in June. How does that sound, people? And we'll fill it with some of us will have had con experience by then. And I've had a couple already, and I know some people have had even more than I have. So that is a super idea, Nick. I'm going to write that down. Con experience. All right, Nick T. All right, we got you down. Oh, and I also bought a pair of headphones. So we'll see if I can incorporate them into the broadcasting eventually, but it'll be a little more comfortable than my earbuds, I'm sure. Got them for $10 at we'll figure out the configuration later, but we got them for $10 at Billboard brand. Yes, Billboard, like the music magazine. Picked them up at Dollar General for $10 last week, and we're going to test them out. But anyway, from the desk of the Small Press Publisher, morning, Brian. Morning, all. Just going to go over here and sit quietly in the corner. Jody McPhee, you had a fantastic show, as always, last Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Central, with Brian Rodman. That is definitely a go-to, and not for the fact that I kept heckling and that Brian may become the subject of a drinking game on Comic Book Spectrum now. But anyway, Joe, it was a super show, as always, sir. And we appreciate, and thank you for not telling me to shut up. I had too good a time, and I hope everyone else watching that show did too. Please check it out, and please subscribe to Joe's channel from the desk of the Small Press Publisher. He really needs to be above 100 people. And by the way, speaking of which, I'm going to put on that crawl. Let's see. Let me get down there. And let's see. Here we go. I think this is it. Yes, it is. If you enjoy what you see here at any point in time, please take a moment to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe, because that's what the cool kids and their friends do. Please take the time. And if you're watching on Facebook, please not only like the video, but please, if you haven't already, like the page you're watching it on, whether it's Kathy Jackson's books, the Rising Tide Broadcast Network page, or the Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook. And if you're watching us on YouTube for the better picture and sound quality, please give us a moment, give us a thumbs up, and also please subscribe, because we are, as of last night, we're 512, I believe we are, and we are inching our way towards 1,000. And the idea is that I am not looking to to get wealthy or become a YouTube influencer. I would rather toss myself in front of a bus than that. But seeing as how some of them behave, you won't have to worry about me going into the suicide gardens, however. But having said that, we can afford to buy new, some upgraded equipment, have computers that can do some really cool stuff for us, including green screen, in which case we'll switch up the background every now and then. Maybe better lighting system, possibly even set up our own studio elsewhere that's a little more conducive for broadcasting, a little more comfortable, and a little more fun for you guys. Also, if we reach I have a plan. If we reach 2,000, if the numbers work out the way I think they will, maybe doing some stuff to help the other broadcasters on this channel. So anyway, please take a moment and subscribe to us. And please share this video. Let people know how awesome you think this show is. So we appreciate it. And we appreciate Cindy Camp, the artwork of Bill Sard, and Ryan Permison, Clyde Hall, and Brian Robin for loving this show, because we love you right back. And we've got the pictures to prove it. And speaking of same, there's Willow Schuyler. Mwah, good to see you. Good work on the Super Friends event this weekend. You did a great job. And kudos to Kelly Gutner and Crail Vanis for putting on a wonderful kind of hold us till the real thing comes along Superman celebration event this last weekend. Good stuff, and great panel with Clyde Hall and Robin Burks and several other writers. It was really fun. And just stopping in to say good morning. I'm at work for a few hours. The daily podcast poster will be up later. Thank you, Willow. Mwah! Appreciate you, darling. You're wonderful. And Teresa Dunn, mwah, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well this Monday morning. Nick Tockard, good morning. Willow, may your coffee brew easy and your customers be civil and your shift go fast. I agree, especially that last one, right? Will Schuyler says, tune in to Willow's Pillow Talk. Not sure what the show will be yet, but it'll be awesome anyway because Willow Schuyler will be hosting it. That's all you need to know. As Tijo Khan used to say, that's all the people need to know. But please check out Willow's Pillow Talk. Check out Willow. She does so much. And thank you, as always, Willow, for promoting us. And thank you to Garrett at the Hanging with Web Show Network for saying, yeah, go ahead. Why not? And good afternoon, lovely, says Mike Jimmy Lorsha de Bruin. And it is wonderful to see you. Love to have you here and hope you're doing well. And Mike Jimmy will be on a future Clever Tile Penny. And Willow Schuyler says, thank you, Nick. Hope you're having a good day so far. Thought I hit the right button. I didn't. And good morning, everyone. Carl Witzman, hope you had a great weekend. You and Donna both. Hope everything's going well. Mike Jimmy says, now there's 5 people already. Be sure to leave a like. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. And please do remember every like, every love, even that little bee that keeps leaving me thumbs down, it helps me. It really does. And I wonder if likes before the show count on the algorithms. I like to wait until the show starts just to be positive about that. And I think they do too, because otherwise the likes afterwards wouldn't really count. And I know they do. But I like the sentiment, Mike Jimmy. I do too. Plus, by the time he says live, it'll be 20 minutes in. No, only 17. Ha, Mike Jimmy. You can tell the real professionals around here. And Ted Davies Artistry, good morning to you, my friend. Great shows last week. Check out what Ted's been doing. And he's got more on the way. He is going to outdo me in terms of broadcast hours every week, and I look forward to it. I tried to pass off one of mine to him, and he wouldn't take it. Anyway, please join Ted Talks Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. The trifecta of nerddom, the dastardly dingoes, are in full house and in full effect. See you there, and it's pre-recorded. So you can post all kinds of abuse to them, and they can't do anything about it, at least live, unless it's their monitoring. Anyway, and howdy, y'all. Howdy, Joe Dog. Hey, saw your thing last night. Good news from StreamYard. I came home too late from the Pulp convention to watch the show every Sunday night on StreamYard's YouTube channel. The two creators, the damnably young creators of StreamYard, get on there and take suggestions and make announcements and just do all kinds of wonderful things. And found out that the role assignments will be coming soon. I think last week they said it was like late June, early July, something like that. And that the crawl you see below has been increased from 200 to 1,000 characters, if I'm correct. Anyway, now watch everyone write a bleeping book down there. You know, I thought it'd be fun. And Donna, Carly, Carlene, hello to you. Hope you're doing well. And muted. Yeah, I know. I meant to do mute. I was having a Linda Blair moment. I'm muted to spare your delicate feelings. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, Joe Dog McGill, let's get my funny started. Let's do that. As you walk outside into the oppressive heat on this June 14th, just remember this. It's still spring. That's right. So everyone, this is funny because every year, the number of people complain online. Well, it's too hot in June for the Superman celebration. They need to move it to another month. So they're moving it to late July and early August. Be careful what you wish for. And there is Clyde Hall. Clyde, good morning to you. Love you, man. Love Virginia. Love everything. And good morning, Nevermorians. Be cool, hydrate, and find shade today because heat stroke is not awesome. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've had it. Cookie's had it. It's not a fun thing. So please, take care of yourself if you have to go out today. And yay, Cookie and Brian, happy anniversary. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. Like I said, we ask ourselves how we did it. And I'm like, my part was the easiest. Cookie has had the struggle. So anyway, and there he is. Holy crap, what a weird weekend. Okay, Pops fans, Ed, tell us all about it. I know you will. Share it with us, brother. Share it. And happy anniversary. And Amy Hale, too, I think. Yes, tomorrow night will be Amy Hale's. Tomorrow will be Amy Hale and John Hale's 30th anniversary as well. We found out that Amy and John and I found out at a show about 4 or 5 years ago that we were married on the very same day. Not exactly the same time, but actually we were both in the state of Illinois when it happened. So it was, thank you very much, Carl. I appreciate that. Like I said, it's been a roller coaster, as any married couple knows, but we stuck it through. And congratulations, 30 years. Thank you, Nick Talkert. I appreciate that, brother. That is, we feel good about it. We're happy about it. We've been happy to see a number of our friends have had long-term successful marriages. But to wake up one day and realize we've been doing this for 30 years. In fact, I realized the other day, if I live long enough if I live another 5 years, I will have actually been married longer in my life than I was single. So, I'm very happy with that. And thank you all for your congratulations. I appreciate that. And Mike Jimmy Alertion de Bruin says, Comic Talk to Pops Fans, and yep, it was. Oh, I want to hear about this. And happy A-Day, Cookie and Brian. Thank you very much, Pops. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Mike Jimmy. I'm over the moon about it. I really am. I'm just sorry she has to work tomorrow. But we did spend the weekend doing special stuff, like going to the Pulp convention. And again, it was a real thrill to see Charles and Marianne Millhouse and have dinner with them at a really nice restaurant. We found a really swank place that sounded really good near their seafood place. And then, getting to see Jim Beard, who I haven't seen in about 3 years, and meet John Bruning in person. Of course, we've done the virtual thing. He's been on Clever Tile Penny a couple times. But it was just a real good time. Really, despite just past Akron, we got onto the Ohio Turnpike, and we were there about 45 minutes because of an accident on the highway, and it was only like in the mid 80s there. So, but we got through it, and coming home was real smooth. In fact, got home about an hour earlier than I thought we would initially. So that worked out real good. Had a nice leisurely drive back. Beautiful time. Got to watch the sunset as we drove. Only got lost once. It was a good experience. And Joe Dog McKeel says, speaking of Plasma Fire graphics, I just picked up the flyer and postcards for Halicon that Jeff created the artwork for. OMG. The detail is out of this world intricate. When the look matters, hire them. Yeah, seriously. Plasma Fire graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Jeffrey Hayes does a variety of styles, and he executes them marvelously. And like I said, they are affordable. They are small press affordable, I call it. When the look and the expense matters to you, definitely get in touch with Plasma Fire Graphics. They're amazing. And good morning, my brother. Good morning, Charles F. Millhouse. And it was great seeing you and Cookie. It was great seeing you and Marianne yesterday. Thank you for having dinner with us. That was a genuine treat. And next time I'm skipping the entree and just going straight for the key lime cake. That was God, my mouth started watering just thinking about it. But anyway, Charles is the publisher of the amazing Captain Hawkland series. Like I said, I checked out his convention special, Curse of the Pharaoh's Tomb. You got to get it. And also his brand new book, Evolution Man, with a cover by Jeffrey Hayes and an introduction by Bobby Nash. Also the award-winning Pulp Reality #1. And if you like that, you need to twin Pulp Reality 2. Good stuff all around. I was just over the moon. I was glad I didn't spend any more than I did. So it was a great show, great time. And we just had a great day together. I'm sorry I couldn't be there for the whole thing, but next year I'm working on it. Anyway, it was a great time, Charles. Give Marianne a hug from both of us. And good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians, from Brian Rodman, the star from the Desk of a Small Press Publisher on Saturday night. Great interview, guys. That was serious fun. And happy 30th anniversary to you and your Cookie, my friend. What an amazing accomplishment for her to put up with a BKM this long. No joke. I keep telling people it was easy for me. It's her that had to struggle. Good Lord. I hear her coming up the stairs to make sure I live to see my 30th anniversary. No, wait, she brings me. I have cleared my coffee cup for you, my darling. Thank you. Thank you, sweetie. Everybody wishing you a happy anniversary.
I'm wishing you a happy anniversary, too.
I just happen to be here.
You're fielding them.
No, that's true. Anyway, the hand says hello. Don't touch it there.
Hi.
That's what she said. Anyway, she grabbed on the hot part of the coffee pot. You okay, honey? Yep. Okay. Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome.
Mwah! Oh, fresh coffee. God bless that girl. Anyway, thank you. But in all seriousness, congratulations to you both. Share some marriage wisdom for us youngers. Well, I keep telling, part of it started out with spite. I keep talking about fueled by spite, in my writing and my publishing, succeeding to just piss people off. It's kind of rewarding. It works. You're climbing the ladder, and at the same time, you're annoying people that desperately deserve it and require it. But no, I think one of the best things I ever was told to me by David E. Laker. And it was always start every morning with I love you. And we try to end every night with it too. And the old thing about never go to bed angry. And we actually, it's kind of funny. We've never had it. I shouldn't say never. We've had some real knockdown dragouts, but we've had so few real huge arguments. In our 30 years of marriage, I don't even think we've had enough to fill the fingers of one hand. We are disgustingly in the lockstep on a number of issues. And of course, we, and the ones we disagree on, it's agree to disagree. It's easier that way. Neither of us has enough ego to really ruin the relationship over something stupid. And it was just, I love you. And just little things along the way. And I told her when we got engaged, I couldn't give her a diamond ring. I couldn't give her cars or jewelry and any of the trappings of success, but I could promise her an adventure. After about a year, she told me you can cut the hell out now. But no, we've had many adventures, the two of us, and she's an amazing woman. Who needs me like a fish needs a bicycle, but she is a very accomplished, creative person herself, and it's been working out. So we promised when we got married we were going to keep the marriage contract for 75 years, and then we were going to renegotiate and possibly put on an extension if the sex is still good. So anyway, and a good sense of humor helps too. But anyway, thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate that. And Cher, thank you, Ryan Permisson. You are wonderful. Thank you, my friend. And Ryan Permisson says, good morning, Nevermorians. How are you? I'm doing well. Well, that makes our day, Ryan. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're looking forward to a good week. And Eric Hawkins, good morning to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And Ryan Permisson says, check out the latest episode of the podcast. He's talking Star Trek movies. Holy crap, let's all go there now. So check out the Nerdcast, episode 102, and get your Trek on. You know what I'm saying? And howdy, Eric. There says Joe Dog McKeel. And there's the first comment dump of the morning. Yeah, and it's a good one, too. Anyway, we just took never mind. And Cindy kept lurker mode engaged. Cindy, hope you had a great weekend. Cindy kept CKOEPP.com. Check out her newsletter. Please subscribe to that. It's free and it's great. It's going to go out in about 11 days and you'll be glad you got it. I seriously mean it. And in case you missed it, check out our latest episode of And I Quote with writer Rick Gangrel. Check it out. It's always a good show. And also check out the week before when I'm on there and he still has a show to talk about. Anyway, thank you to everyone again who's reacting to the show on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, take a moment. Please give this a thumbs up. And thank you to Christian Basil for caring. We care about you. Tyrone Tony Reed Jr. TyroneTonyReedJr.com. Check out that website. Nita Lanning, part 1/2 of Ragin, R-A-G-I-N. She is the Cajun. Meredith is the Asian. So check out when they're raging. All right, Nita, glad to have you here. Hope you had a great weekend, sweetie. And Kathy Jackson, as always, and Cindy Kept, the artwork of Bill Sarton, Ryan Permisson, Clyde Hall, and Brian Rahman, thank you for loving this show. And we love you right back and liking it. Is Joe Dog McKeel. And check out Stupid O'Clock. I'm going to be watching Stupid O'Clock from Thursday and Saturday in the next couple days. So please check it out. It's a great conversation show, part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And Ryan Permison says, subscribe to the channel today for more nerdy content because you can't get enough. Anyway, please check out the Nerd Culture channel. It is great. And Lee Reese, good to see you this morning, sir. Good morning, all. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Keep on creating. Hey, you too, my friend. We're relying on you to make this world better with your creativity because you do it so well. And we hope you had a good weekend too, my friend. I had a great one. I really did. And let's see. And the artwork of Bill Sargent says, good morning to the musty magical man and the marvelous Fez and all of the merry Monday Morians. Count your blessings. Well, just because. There's reasons, you know. Anyway, thank you, Bill. Glad you're here. And Brian Robbins says, folks, we are inching closer and closer to reaching both of our goals on the Nebulizer Kickstarter campaign. We are $220 from reaching our goal of $3,000 to unlock the 3x3 Nebulizer magnet. And we are 13 backers from reaching our 100 backer goal, unlocking the add-on neon inhaler beanie. You gotta have that stuff. It'll make your life a better place. So please check out the Nebulizer on Kickstarter, and let's see here. I'm going to update that page, and there's only 2 weeks to go. 2 weeks from today, 14 days. And Brian, Brian does so much for this community. I'm in all seriousness. You all came out for Cindy Kep. Let's come out for Brian now. He could use our help because he's awesome, and he's also 1/4 of the comic book spectrum, bringing his dastardly dingoish self to the forum. And now he's on guard against me and Clyde and Eric now on Thursday nights. Please tune in and find out why. And head to bit.ly, the Neb1, and check out the Nebulizer about a chronic asthmatic and his feisty AI-controlled nebulizer suit as they fight through a post-apocalyptic world filled with allergen mutants. It's Bubble Boy meets I Am Legend with a dash of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Come and find out why it ain't easy being wheezy. Check that out. It's going to be great stuff. It seriously isn't. Good morning, Brian. I left you a gift in the group. Oh, thank you, Nita. I appreciate you. I appreciate you greatly. And thank you for hanging out at the green room. It was a lot of fun hanging out with you. Uncle Carl's secret humor page, the green room. And Nita, and always, I love your Emeritus show. Please put in a link to Ragin wherever you can. All right. Because you're part of the family here, Nita. You're awesome. You and your honey, you are great, both of you. And the artwork with Bill Sargent says, hashtag bring Cookie home. That is our goal. We work towards it every day. And Molly Daniels, mom, watching us from YouTube, asks, how was my weekend? Yes, how was your weekend, Molly? Worked Saturday and yesterday. Format, the second version of Creative Generations, the one my mom doesn't need to see. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, life just goes a little easier if mom just doesn't know everything that's going on, right? Yeah, that was my adolescent years. So actually part of my adulthood too. I remember one time I had a relationship before Cookie, and mom was like, well, did your friend come to visit? You know, it was a long distance thing. It was an LDR. And I said, yeah, she did. She showed up on Friday night. And mom said, oh, when'd she leave? I said, Monday morning. And there was this long pause. And mom asked, where did she stay? I said, Mom, how much do you want to know? And she goes, I don't. And I said, okay, moving on. Mom, how's your day going? Anyway, so yeah. And Cookie knows all this stuff. That was another thing that I think has saved our marriage. But anyway, no, yeah, I've the Creative Generation book cover is, oh my God, that's beautiful. And Matthew Jackson did a super job on that. Really, he's a genius. And Ryan Purmison, happy 30th anniversary to you and Cookie. Wish you many more years of happiness. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. And I hope you find the same in your life as well. I really do. Yeah, we are, great adventure partners. We're pretty adventurous in a number of areas. Shut up, Christian. And, it's been a great 30 years. Looking forward to a long time with her, maybe longer. And you need a custom fez, says Nick Tucker, with notches cut out of the side to allow for the headphones. That's possibly true. Let me unplug these things. They were recharging. Here we go. Let's see what happens here. You can all help me with this. All right, there's that. And then we'll put the fez on. And actually, that's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Man, I did good. This is only $10. I got these at the Nick, just so you know, I got these at the Dollar General in Otterburn, Indiana. We had to take our friend there. I will keep the plug in there so you keep charging. All right, beautiful. Anyway, but anyway, yeah, we do. We probably should create some sort of custom fezery. I actually have ideas that. Well, I'm working on a steampunk fez. The next phase has to be cookies, and I'm looking for the appropriate gears to put on there and to create a little ventilation because that thing is there's no air getting in and around. It'll cook the top of my little head, but no, I'd like to expand my fezery one of these days. I hope to get to a convention. There was a company called Fezorama, and at the time I started broadcasting, I saw them, and Cookie's like, "You don't need that. You don't need that." And we do have our disagreements. I said, "Yes, I do. You need equals one." Anyway, and vice versa. So now it's a professional thing. Now that I'm noted for my fezery, I need to step up my game here. So Ryan Permison says, summer reading recommendations. Send me links via direct messenger on Facebook. Charles, send him links to Revolution Man and some of your Captain Hawkland. Good stuff. And let me know when you want to talk specifics for celebrating the 90th anniversary of the Shadow, man, Brian. Hey, let's start the talk, man. I'm serious. I love it. And I might be able to drop you a name in private who is a pulp expert and could probably tell more about the Shadow than you and I ever could. Brian Robin says, Ryan Permison, I'm working my way through the Stromlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson and the Sword Works by H.P. Lovecraft. Both are fantastic. Yeah. In fact, I was having a conversation with somebody recently about that. It's come to light that H.P. Lovecraft, if you read about his life, you kind of you look at some of these accusations and goes, okay, I can see it. He grew up, he was a tortured man, and it manifested itself in his writing, which is highly disturbing horror before it was fashionable. In fact, I just got through reading a pretty decent comic book adaptation of The Call of Cthulhu just last week. I got it at Ollie's, and the art wasn't exactly my cup of tea, but it wasn't bad. But it's been come to light that H.P. Lovecraft was a bit of a bigot and a sexist. But then again, considering the times he grew up in, that was almost like you were an outcast if you weren't that way. So, but he was also an incredibly talented writer, and that's what survives him today. It's kind of like the old argument about Mark Twain, except in Twain's case, there's a lot of outward bigotry in his stories, like Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. But it wasn't that he was endorsing it. He was, if anything, he was saying, this is kind of silly. Anyway, but yeah, he left us a great legacy of great work, H.P. Lovecraft. And some of it still today is like, ew, so anyway, the artwork of Bill Sargent says, I want to thank Joe Dog McKeel and Dan Holofield for having me on Stupid O'Clock and Last Man Standing this past Saturday night. We had a great discussion of copyright claims and strikes. I will definitely want to check that out because, I think I mentioned last week, I've had three copyright, I think it's 3 copyright claim, or 4 copyright claims, no strikes. Thank goodness. And I have fought all but one successfully, and then I found out the 4th was valid. So, but then I corrected the situation, and all is well. So anyway, yeah, we'll definitely check that out, Bill. That sounds like fun. And that's the nice thing about Stupid O'Clock. You don't have to be there live to enjoy the show. It is good stuff to listen to. And Kathy Jackson, darling, good morning to you and Matt and your family. Good morning, Nevermorians. Here's hoping everyone has a great day. Hugs and so much love. Love to you too, sweetheart. Hope you are doing well. And a bleeping book. Aren't they all till you get them published, Molly? And Joe Bachman, happy Monday for folks. Joe, it's good to see you, sir. Hope your morning is going well. And Bill Sargent, the artwork of Bill Sargent, Sargent Art 76 on Facebook says the bird's the word. When you get Cindy Cap's nice and nifty newsletter at CKOEPP.com, it's really something to tweet about. I could not agree more. And bleeping book, yeah. That's what I say, except there's no bleeping usually in my case. And Brian Robin says, I am so excited for you all to see this week's TED Talks with the Dastardly Dingoes. You get to know Jeremy Woodring and Chad Nuss a lot more and how their artistic drive moved the show forward. I think it's a good synergy you three have. You guys do really, really good work. I really am proud of the episodes I've been associated with on the Dastardly Dingoes, and I think everyone should be watching that show. So please check them out. And Joe Dog McKeel says just the crawl is 1,000 characters. The rest will remain at 200 in banners. Okay, well, and that's a good thing. I don't want to see the banners or the comments get any more numbers than they are. If anything, I think it would behoove us to have the comments. I wouldn't mind if they cut the comments down to 150 characters, frankly, because like when the show started, there were some of you, and you know who you are, you smart Alex. You were trying to see if they could fill the screen with stuff. Well, then I foiled them by putting in smaller typeface, and unfortunately, that has ended. But somebody here who's always got something to say, and we love her, is Kelly Austin of Pulp Reality number 1 and 2, and a great budding novelist. Please check her out. Good morning, all. Hey, Brian, I hope you're having a fantastic morning. I am, because I'm seeing you here. I'm back, everyone. I know you're thinking to yourself, Kelly's back. Oh, crap. Seriously, I just want everyone who's asked about my book progress to know that I'm making some changes to my draft, and it will be in your hands soon, so watch them fast. And remember, yes, you will love my book, From the Paranormal Files of Bishop Kincaid, The Rembrandt Stratagem. I will keep you all posted. Love you. Love you too, Kelly. Mwah. Loved our talk last week. It was worth the extra time. And hope you have a great week, sweetheart. And Pops Van Zandt at Comics Talk says, just had to defend my group and what I do from a disgruntled creative. It was not pretty, and I apologize to anyone who saw it. Pops, would you PM me? I'm curious as hell about this. Who was it? Who did the dastardly deed here? There is a long list of people who, unfortunately, in the comics field, is in independence. In a lot of ways, it's supposed to be this wonderful utopia where we all get along and we're all supportive. And unfortunately, that idea falls under was it Sturgeon's law, which is that 90% of everything is crap. So I have seen in many cases worse backbiting in the independent field. And if there were a way to expunge these people who are frankly holding us back, I'd do it in a heartbeat. So we need to, please share the information. I need to know who to defend myself from and to help other people defend themselves. Because here's the thing, all you creators who think this is all about you, we talk. We share information. That's what the good guys do. And also remember, the rising tide goes both ways. If you do this with selfishness in mind, if you do this with negativity, that negativity comes back tenfold. Okay, and that's not just me saying it, it is proven. And Molly Daniels, who's tried and true, and we love her. Happy anniversary to Brian and Cookie and John and Amy. Here's to 30 more. Thank you, darling. Mwah, appreciate you, Molly. You are the best. And heat stroke nearly killed me in 05. I fear heat far more than most opponents. Because you can defend yourself against most opponents with the simple sword, available now on Amazon. And also hashtag always promote your friends. And plus, Friday nights at 8 p.m., check out a great show with Nicholas Anthony Tockard, the Historical Fencing Guild. You will love that show. I do. And married longer than single. I passed that milestone 15 years ago. Well, Joe Dog, that's because you probably got married earlier than I did. I was in my mid-30s by the time I got married, because I was just like, I was not any sort of marriable type. And we have got Mr. Weirdo there. Mr. Weirdo on Twitch, thank you very much for being here. Hope you are doing well this morning. And also, don't forget, folks, we do have a Twitch channel now. If you have a Twitch account, please check us out there. And Kelly Austin, happy anniversary, Brian and Cookie. You two are awesome. Well, so are you, Kelly. Next year, I'll be at that convention. Can't wait to meet you guys in the near future. I hope so. Actually, I am looking at doing more shows a little further east. So, we will be sharing. And Skunk Rocker, good to see you. I was starting to get worried about you, brother. Morning, Nevermorian. I'm sorry I'm late, but I've been unloading in Bristol, Tennessee this morning, and it took a bit. Today's weird Today's weird random factoid is brought to you by Stupid O'Clock. Thursdays 9 p.m., Saturday 11 p.m. or something. Anyway, good to see you, man. And we will get to your comment in a moment here. Comics Talk with Pops and says this guy actually went live and said publicly that we do not promote self-publishers, just crowdfunders. Can you believe it? Barely, dude. Pops, you are one of the leading people that promote, that regularly talk to creators who don't have crowdfunding going. You and Varian Grant, I put you two up in the same, a similar stratosphere. You two do more to promote independent comic book creation than, I'll say even my channel, we're kind of all over the place, but no, Pops, holy cats, did we take this guy out to the parking lot and teach him a lesson or what? Wow. That is nuts. I definitely, please, Pops, take a moment. When you get a moment, please tell me who it was, and send me a link to that show, man. I gotta watch this thing. It sounds like it. And behold, says Molly Daniels, the hand of Cookie, bringing blessings in caffeinated form. And smash the like, share the stream, definitely, Pops. And when you see something you like on here, please share. Not just if it's me, but Pops and TED Talks and the Dastardly Dingoes. There's a lot of people doing really great stuff. Dastardly Dingoes talk about comic books that's not necessarily crowdfunding. Well, in fact, it's kind of funny, Pops. We were talking about that last night at dinner about there are some people that the only time you see them is when they are promoting a Kickstarter. And that's all well and good, but it's people like Luke Stone that do stuff like outside that, or Russ Leach, or yourself, or me, or Eric Hawkins, that it's easier if people know you're alive, except when you come out for a money grab. Anyway, the Scott Cracker says Sylvester Stallone once took a picture of his desk for Instagram, showing off all the knives that he had stabbed into it and had forgotten he'd left the script for Creed out, spoiling the film. Oh no. That's funny. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, and Pops Van Zandt continues. And then he attacked Pops for asking for donations. Seems to be a theme with disgruntled creators. Yeah, and I've noticed this one, a couple of them, that they make a decent amount of money themselves. But it's almost like they don't want anyone else to. That's nuts. That ain't Rising Tide. And Scott Cracker says, I won't say what the spoiler was in case some of you haven't seen the film, but if you know the movie, yeah, I'm sure you can guess. That's like leaving the script open to the last page of Citizen Kane and you find out who Rosebud is. And oh geez, Pops, what an asshat. No joke. There are too many of them in every business. I don't see so much of it in prose writing, or at least I'm not at the level where that may occur, at least. But my people, my Nevermorians, my Rising Tidesters, they know what's going on. They knew how to do this. And the real question, asks the Skunk Crocker, is what's the weirder factoid? Sylvester Stallone spoiling the ending to his film, or the fact that he had 30 knives stabbed into the top of his desk? I'd say the knives edge out, so to speak, just a little bit over the script. I cannot imagine doing that. I wouldn't have room for 30 knives on this desk. Anyway, and from the desk of a small press publisher, happy 30th anniversary, Brian and Cookie. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And 30 years of great feelings and wishes for many more. And oh, the coffee, brother. Oh, the coffee. Thank you, Joe. I sincerely appreciate that. I really do. Joe Dog McHale says, by the way, that dark side and cookies thing is a lie. I have been there and the cookies are sugar-free. Oh, but she's still sweet. And Jessica Johnson, quick good morning to everyone. Mwah! Jessica, good to see you. And check out Heroes for Kids in Perrysville, Missouri. It's a great cosplay group that use their amazing superpowers to benefit the kids in the community. So please, if you know someone who's a show promoter in the Midwest, have them contact Heroes for Kids. They are on model. They are engaging. They are wonderful. Also, they sell a number of pop culture collectibles, and the benefits, the proceeds for those go to charity. So you gotta love them. I do. So if you want Superman, Harley Quinn, and Zatanna, and Batman to show up at your show, and on model. I'm telling you, on model. Get in touch with the Heroes for Kids at Perrysville, Missouri. And Comics Talk Pops Zan says, Molly Daniels, I know I did go a little overboard with my response. Man, I was hot. Man, can I blame you? You know, and the thing is, Pops, it's your business. And most broadcasters here know, in some of our cases, what we do is not free. It's free to you, the consumer, we are glad to say. But there's no problem with asking for help. Otherwise, you know, I wouldn't be talking about my Patreon, www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. See what I can give to you. And that's why this show offers sponsorship opportunities. You can sponsor an episode like Plasma Fire Graphics does. And your message will go out to a number of people. Plus, we've learned a little secret about your advertising that makes us inexpensive. And here's another thing: if we hit 1,000, the ad rate will go up. So get us now while you got a chance. And there's the Heroes for Kids Comic Con, July 17th, I believe. It's a Saturday in Perryville, Missouri, at 800 Perry Park Way. Fantastic show, and the tables are sold out now. But if you want to, you might be able to contact Jessica Johnson to get on a waiting list, because sometimes people do drop out. But the thing is, you go to the show, and you're going to have a wonderful creative environment. I'm probably going to be leading a panel on writing again and publishing. So if you have questions, this is a great chance to ask us live. Plus, that's the thing: if you are wanting to get into the field that, say, I'm in, or Pops, or like broadcasting or publishing or writing or illustration, if you have a favorite creator and they say, I'm going to be at the show near you, go to the show near you, will you? I drove 5 hours. Well, actually, it wound up being 6 hours yesterday. I drove 6 hours so I could talk to 4 of my favorite people on this planet, and introduce Cookie to a couple of them, and talk business, talk fun, talk the future, and just get my batteries fired up. I told a couple people beforehand, I'm driving from Lafayette to just outside of Cleveland, and they're like, well, that's a long way. And it's like, it to see these wonderful people, and if I have a question, I can pick their brain. I know I can, some of them I can pick up the phone, some of them I can send a direct message or an email to, but there's nothing like just being there in the presence. So that's the thing. If you're serious about what you're doing, get serious about what you have to do. It's no secret. I've got shows. I tell somebody the 3-hour drive for me, it covers a lot of ground, but it's almost like next door now because I've done so much. I'm doing a show, HalloCon. I'm gonna have to drive about 8 hours plus to get down there. I'm looking forward to it. The drive will be fun, and trying to find a way to not have to drive through Nashville. But no, it's gonna be a great show. October 29th and 30th. And I've got a lot of great shows, but it's wonderful being in the presence of it. And we love talking about what we do. And if we can help, we will. And if somebody doesn't help, then you just cross them off your list. But anyway, Heroes for Kids will be a wonderful opportunity because there's going to be a lot of authors down there, a lot of artists. There's even going to be a guy there's going to be maybe an actor or two down there, publishers. So if you want your questions answered, that's the place to do it. That's how Michaela J did it. She decided she wanted to be a writer. So she went to a writer's show and started interrogating the people there. And we love talking about what we do, obviously. And so look at where she is now because she's doing what she needs to do to get where she wants to go. And so I think, I talked to too many people. I'm not going to out anyone. I don't think any of my really close friends are this way, but it's like, I talk to somebody occasionally who's like, oh, I want to do shows. What's near me? I'm like, I find out where they live. And here's the closest one I know. Well, that's like an hour away. It's like, then if you want to have that show, then organize one. Okay. In fact, FezCon could be a thing later this year. Scott Crocker says, also in relation to what Pops was talking about, sounds like somebody needs a Xanax suppository to calm their butt down. Yeah. Yeah, I think that, it's funny. When I started reading that Skunk, I was thinking, no, it needs to be Skunk covered it for me. Thank you, Skunk. We're on the same page. But anyway, yeah, that's serious. Yeah, there's just some people who, I've said this for years. There's some people, Skunk, that think that this whole creative thing is a zero sum thing. Like if somebody's watching Stupid O'Clock and not their show, even though they're not on the same time or same subject, they somehow feel that you are stealing their success. And I have gotten that in the past. I still get that occasionally, and it's that's what that block button is for. Anyway, yeah, and I will hold them down. I'll administer it if somebody will hold them down. You know what I'm saying? And Nicholas Tucker says that is beautiful and lovely story on your work in progress pile. You should throw on a how to stay married for 30 years and going tongue-in-cheek guide. Not do anything so stupid that it requires divorcing this poor dumb animal who has lost all of his survival skills in life. Yeah, if I had to get single again and like do my own checkbook, I would probably sit here and cry and just wither away and die. But no. It's the secret is just I love you. Start and end of the day. And I think you were quite justified. Yeah, I agree, Molly. And I apologize all the same. I'm passionate about what we do in the madness. When someone flat out lies about us, I lose my mind. Pops and Zan, nobody's going to fault you, brother. And you know what the thing is, you know yourself, like I started to say, there are expenses that are related to the show. And I know your plan. You're not going to get rich, man. You're not going to get wealthy doing that. It's not like, it's not like you're going to back up the Brinks truck for CromCon. It ain't happening. And I know Pop's justification for it. And I get it. I really do. Pops puts in a lot of work for CromCon, not just hanging out and talking and running the shenanigans, but setting it up as a bear. It's just like a brand new computer. It's like it works wonderfully once you've got it set up, but it is the process of setting up that drives you nuts. So I get it, Pops. I totes get it. But yeah, I want to see that. I want to find out who this jerk is. Because one, if nothing else, I would want to know simply because we don't need them on our shows, And Scott Carter, by the way, Brian, the Scrub House community is following in the footsteps of the rising tide, and we have added a self-promotion channel to our Discord server. It's not much, but every little bit helps, I feel. You're so right. Scott, that's beautiful, man. And that's the thing. We all help each other. It's like I can't watch, I can't, it's grown to the point where I can't even watch all my friends in total. Sometimes I have to like fast forward, or sometimes I have to just like binge watch. But Scrub House is wonderful. There is a community there that needs to be served, and Skunk is doing it. And promotion, I think, is the key. I think, and a lot of people want to learn more about people that hang out with you. And I hope that you guys have gotten something from hanging out with me and people checking out your work. So, as I have gotten from hanging out with you and leeching off of you. But anyway, no, seriously, it's a great thing. Skunk, I'm proud of you, dude. I seriously am. I'm so looking forward to Halicon. I want to meet you in person. You are owed a hug or two. And Pops, find that IG pic of Stallone's desk next time. Yeah. And yeah, Skunk, my response probably needed a few pre-rant bongs. No, there is an old album by Ed Sanders, who wrote a wonderful book on the Manson family called The Family. And he was also part of a New York-based trio of vocalists called the Fugs. The Fugs, don't run away, people. And yes, the original, what you were thinking originally was the name of the group. But anyway, he did some solo albums. He did one that was kind of a parody of country music called Sanders Truck Stop. And he had some songs that were a little questionable, so they get a yellow light warning. Some are good for the whole family. They get a green light. There's one red light song called The Iliad, because he said war songs have to be graphic. And sometimes you have to shoot 6 inches below the waterline. That's when Dr. Tough Love comes out. And you have no idea how much I restrain him some days. And there's just some people that refuse to listen to reason and refuse to let y'all live your best life, and are bound and determined to pull you down to their level. And Pops, if you have to smash one of them, I'm him once for me. That's why I say. Joe Dog McKeel asks, where do hamsters go on vacation? Amsterdam. I love that. And Brian Robin says, I got my asthma shot on Friday, so bring on the game this Thursday on Comic Book Spectrum. My body may not be ready, but it'll make for good TV. Oh, and definitely, please, take some time today. If you got a couple of hours, or even just when you can listen to it, check out From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher last Saturday when Brian Romden was there and found out how cruel his co-hosts on Comic Book Spectrum can truly be. But it was good. It was what he calls good TV. It was a good show, and seriously, Jody McPhee runs a great show always, every week. A lot of engagement, so please check it out live and get involved in the conversation. And if not, listen to it and enjoy it. And Pops laughs with Molly Daniels. And Joe, that one was bad even for you. That's why I liked it, man. And the stars have aligned, says Brian Rodman, for Chad Nuss, as he is resigning from his job as a chef and focusing on creating comics and freelance work 24/7. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. So head to his page and check out his work and contact him to collaborate on your upcoming projects. Kelly Austin, if you're listening, contact Chad Nuss. He's a fantastic illustrator for what you have a need for. But oh my gosh, what a leap of faith. That makes me so happy. So we gotta support Chad. He's a good guy. And Joe Dog trying to give Cindy a run for her money, says From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher. Hey, Joe, I welcome it. I really do. God knows we could use a little more humor in this life. And thank you, Skunk. I tried, says Joe Dog McKeel. And hello, beautiful people. I know who that is. That's my darling Keisha Acuff. Mwah. Keisha, how you doing this morning, darling? I am so glad as always to see you. And I have a Crom Once You bun that would look great on DeFez. Let's talk. If you send it, I'll wear it. How's that? And want to know how hot it is? It is too. Thank you, Joe Dog. And Brian Robbins says, head on over to jeremywoodring.com and let Jeremy Woodring make your creative project shine like the sun and blind them with how amazing you are. Jeremy is the producer of the Dastardly Dingoes podcast, and he has created amazing Kickstarter videos for me. Contact him and see what he can do for you. Yeah, seriously, Jeremy and I are going to be working together. Real soon. I'm working towards it. Kind of scrapped one idea we were going to work on. I think I've got something else going now, but I do want to work with him. He's got a great eye for editing, and he is terrific, and it's one less thing I'll have to learn. Anyway, Mike Jimmy Lordship de Bruin says, hopping over to Facebook real quick to tell you that All Life on Cora number 4 has hit over $2,000 in only its first weekend, and at $4,500, he's adding plushies to be available. Be sure to check out what the hype is about there on Indiegogo. Definitely check that out, Mike Jimmy. That is fantastic, man. That is so cool to hear. It means you got a good product, my friend. And we'll do all we can to help you promote that, okay, Mike? All right. And the Ninja Gaggle, good morning. Good morning to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend, my friend. I had a super one, and hope everyone did the same. And I love HP's writing, says Nick Tucker, as an absolute joy of the macabre. There are so many delightful audiobooks and productions for fans. I wore out my cassette of David McCallum reading the Dunwich Horror. OMG. McCallum's one of my favorite actors. He is super. He's earned enough good points with me just for Ilya Kuryakin on the original Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Sapphire and Steel, him and Joanna Lumley. You talk about mind sort of science fiction. That stuff was great. Sapphire Steel were a pair of extraterrestrials that were monitoring Earth to protect it from various other alien entities. And it was really just a crazy show, but so good, so good. Didn't last very long. Only lasted like about I think about 2 seasons maybe, but good stuff. Of course, Joanna Lumley and David McCallum, how could it be bad? I would pay to just sit and watch those two talk and drink tea together. You know what I'm saying? They're both incredible. And Brian Robin says H.P. Lovecraft was a staunch racist and an anti-Semite, even though he married a Jewish woman. You can see some of that worldview in some of his stories, but for the most part, he sticks to the cosmic horror topic, and he did that part oh so well. And a lot of that stuff, in rereading the comic version of The Call of Cthulhu, you start to see things about cults and conspiracy theories that resonate even today. So, and plus he was, I think in one of his stories, he talked about I think a lot of his just visuals really influenced me as far as weirdness goes. Because he talked about weird architecture and finding shadows in a cornerless universe sort of thing. I think he mentioned in one story, and I'm like, boom, you know what I'm saying? And then this was about the time I was discovering the music of Ultravox, the original iteration of Ultravox, one of the first new romance / synthesizer groups in Great Britain in the mid-late 70s. And their original lead singer, who went on to a great solo career, John Fox, that's Foxx, he used to talk about weird things like, I turn the channel to shift the scene, the room dives like a submarine. And and one of my favorite songs is this very upbeat song called Miles Away. And it's about a guy who's walking to Earth, and then one day he separates himself from his body and watches himself in kind of like a neutral disassociative state. And it's this, there's just so much to pull from that. So yeah, H.P. Lovecraft was an incredible writer. He would not have survived the Me Too movement at all. I'm saying that. And join the Far Out and Groovy Kids by clicking on Sartnart76 on Facebook for better days from yesteryear while we're making the good days now. My snazzy jazzy schedules will tickle your innards and warm your heart. Plus, they are always available for purchase safe and securely through PayPal. So check out the artwork of Bill Sartin, where everything old is new again. Check that work out. He is incredibly talented. And did anyone see Philip Thompson's post from yesterday for Children's Day? I was out all day. I wish I will go back and look at that, but thank you. And good morning to Trish Bankston. I'm glad to see you here, Trish. Mwah to you. Hope your morning and your week will be going well. And oh, hell yeah, John and Amy's a day 2. Congrats. Yeah, definitely. We found out we were all married, not to each other, of course, but we were married on the same day in the state of Illinois. So they were further downstate. I was in Champaign, Illinois, but we had a great wedding. We planned it ourselves because my parents, I'm estranged from my father, and my mother just passed away. And Cookies lived in Buffalo, still does live in Buffalo, New York. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. And I think they wanted a big church wedding for us. We didn't want that. In fact, it was only because of her family that we didn't elope. But we thought the shock would kill most of her family. But it was a beautiful ceremony in Hessel Park, for those of you who know the area. We had rented the pavilion on the north end, $50. Best 50 I've spent in ages. And we put together like all the food and everything ourselves. We even did those little dissolving kind of mints that I love. And we took about 2 weeks when we made the whole batch ourselves in different flavors and stuff. We were very proud. And my goddaughter Mindy Leonard was helping with the punch and everything. And Mark Lerner is my best man, and it was a just really great time, and just all kinds of stupid stuff happened over the next 3 hours. It was so much fun. I've heard it say you shouldn't compare your wedding to other people. I haven't been to a bad wedding, and all of them have been beautiful in each their own separate way, but ours, of course, is special to us. So we hope if you are married, yours is special to you, and we hope that if you are looking forward to being married, that you work towards a wedding that is yours and uniquely yours. And next up in the queue is Brian Rodman. We just had our second comment dump. And I'm writing a new blog entry about community and indie comics that will be released this week to all my patron folks, then next week to everyone. It dives deep into the fact that even though indie comics is an industry, you can still find pockets of community, and it's so important to have that despite all the grumbles and villains that find their way into our industry. Amen, brother. Amen. When that happens, I want to help promote you, okay? And the article Bill Sargent says, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And so does Cookie. And Brian, happy anniversary. Thank you, Ted. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate that all. We're happy. So anyway, I did score a sponsor from the whole mess. So, well, there you go, Pops. It was worth it then. See? You're doing good. And Jessica Johnson says, everyone have a great day. Big hugs to you and Cookie. Much love to you and Alani and the family. We will see you in July. Can't wait. Seriously. And Kelly Austin, a strange question. Well, you came to the right place for a strange answer. I know that I and other writers out there make fun and act like we are incredible super egos whose writing is unmatched. We joke. How does one handle an individual that you meet who literally does believe that he or she are the world's greatest writer and tries to tell you how you should do your work? I've met a few in my life, and it's a trying experience to have to endure. Suggestions? Well, first off, Kelly, I'm in the room. I can hear it. Okay, I'm hearing what you're saying. But no, there are people that do look to improve your writing. And a lot of it is down to technique. And I always cringe when somebody says, "We ought to write like me." We don't. That's the beauty of it. Is we write like ourselves, and that's what makes us so wonderful. Generally, I ignore them. I really do. And we have had a few around here, me. Yeah, and you can tell when it would be one thing. It's one of those things where Stephen, if you saw, I love Stephen King's writing, and if he were to have a huge ego, which I don't hear he has, we all have ego, and we should be protective of our creative and business space. And we should be mindful of our accomplishments. It took me, I talk about how I've sold books in six different countries, not just here in America and in Canada. I've sold worldwide. I don't have a huge ego over it, because there's always something. You don't know how many shows I do without pants. In fact, right now I'm doing the show without pants, as far as you know. But anyway, but no, there's a lot of things to keep us humble. It's when we aren't humble. And I have to say, ego is a turnoff for me too. There is a singer. I'm not going to say the name, but he's had a long, long career in the rock field. Started out in a group and went solo in I think it was the late 60s, early 70s. I'm not going to say who it is. But he's got a monstrous ego, I found out. And the more I hear about that, I really don't have much time. I really find it hard to listen to a lot of his music. And if I'm hearing that song, I want to hear the cover version. I'll be honest, it's Van Morrison. Van Morrison has an amazing voice. He's delivered some fantastic material, but I keep reading that he has got an ego like no tomorrow. And then when the My Sharona Miley Cyrus Peter pandemic started, he was the first one to go, well, I make money doing concerts. We've got to open up the concerts. We've got to, have people there so I can make money. And it was all, he kept, saying, well, it's for the whole industry. But deep, maybe I was reading too much into it, but I kept seeing, I need to make money. I need to do it. I'm a little disappointed in Eric Clapton too, for that reason. But anyway, yeah, it's people like that. And I have talked to some writers that have egos that, they're monstrously, and a lot of the ego comes from insecurity, really. A lot of that is a facade, I found. And we've had, people who think that, around in this community who have, said, well, I'm amazing. I'm awesome. And they do some good things for other people. That gives them a little bit of leeway with me. But yeah, the egotism really makes me nuts. And the selfishness with some people where, like I said, the zero sum thing, we all rise. We can rise together. I can't think of better company I'd rather have than you guys and gals. Okay. So anyway, enough of that. I think my trek to the Mall of America in August is going to take 10 to 12 hours. That's why I leave at dawn 0:30 Friday morning and leave Sundays as Molly Daniels. Well, that's it. We left here It's one of those things. We both woke up early. We were going to sleep until 7, but both Cookie and I woke up. I think I was excited to go. I know I was excited to go. I'd probably been a little unbearable about it. But we drove. It was going to be a 5-hour drive, and then like I said, we wound up in that. There was an accident like about 7 miles ahead of us on the road, and even the alternate routes were getting jammed up with cars that weren't moving. So I'm like, no, we'll just stay where we are. At least it's a shorter drive. And it took an extra 45 minutes, but Cookie and I sitting in the car talking, that isn't a horrible thing. We like each other. We actually enjoy each other's company. There's a reason why you see us as a pair, or it's like, it's like back in the 70s. I'm a huge Beatles fan, but I understand John and Yoko now. I really do. I understand Paul and Linda. Marry somebody you like spending time with, not somebody that's gonna, you bring the garters, I'll bring the trapeze. It's like somebody you enjoy just spending time talking to. Ted Davis Artistry, pops that disgruntled creative can go get bent. Thank you. I love it. We all know who support each other, and you are on that list. I'll amen that to the skies. I seriously will. Pops does a super job on promoting comics in general. And he's one of those guys, and he does a lot of stuff with Kickstarters too. And it's not just because they have a Kickstarter, because they have something to say. We tried to do the same thing on Clever Tile Pending, that we get a number of creatives who are like, well, you've got to have me on the show because I have a Kickstarter going. I don't care. I really don't care. If you have something to say, if you have a unique perspective that I want to hear, and I know my friends will want to hear about. We didn't have Luke Stone on because he has a Kickstarter. We're not going to have Mike Jimmy on later. I believe it's later this month because he has a Kickstarter. John B. Pico, who was supposed to be on Clever Tile Pending tomorrow night, he doesn't believe in Kickstarter. He's had bad experiences there, but I was going to have him on because he has something to talk about. And that's the way it is for my show, at least. And there are some shows that serve the Kickstarter community very well, and we love that they're there. But our focus is different. But Pops also, he supports both sides. And, anyone who makes an enemy of Pops makes an enemy of me. You know what I'm saying? Joe Doug McKeel says, for anyone wondering, it worked. If you don't know what I am talking about, don't ask. It's that plausible deniability thing. You will be the better for not knowing. Well, I'm glad I didn't ask, and I hope it continues to work. And Michaela Jade, my darling, mwah, hey there in my pocket you go. Got to do the dang day job. Yeah, but check out the morning, Michaela Jade's morning show on her way to work, where she talks about the inspiration you got to build up and how to get it so that you can do what you want to do creatively. All right. It's a great, great thing. And I'll hit you up later. We will talk. I'm sure we will, Pops. I'm looking forward to it. Nick Tucker says, Pops, don't feel bad. A rant is a cathartic thing. As not to reveal all that happened in the green room, but Nick Tucker probably gave my favorite rant of all eternity. It was inspired. It was beautiful. It was lyrical. I can't say some of the terms he came up with, as that will get me not just demonetized, but demonized. But his fury was his righteous fury, I should add, was a glorious thing to behold, and we all should have that much passion about what we do. And from the Decimal Small Press Poster says, that's like me getting upset at IndieVolt for having backer shots before my show and stupid o'clock an hour into my show. People are going to watch what they want. There is no need to get upset. Yeah, exactly. And like Comic Book Spectrum has kind of grown to where it creeps into Amy Hale's show. But that's just the nature of the beast. And the thing is, if you leave us for Amy, we understand. We totally understand. By the same token, I go back and watch Amy's show later. Sometimes I miss your show for various reasons, and I go back later and I watch it. If nothing else, since I have more than one computer, I will run one computer in one room with that show just so you get my view. It's something we all should do. Help those views get up there. And I, IndieVolt and I sometimes overlap. But by the same token, I'm sometimes on one of Arian's shows. So as are you. So, why are we getting mad at each other? There's plenty of all of this to go around. And I figure when Indie Volt grows, I might grow too, because people will be looking for what they do, and they might say, "Oh, I love Sunday Funnies." Oh wait, there's a show on Thursday night that's about comics. Let's check that out. And small press publisher, it's even in his name. Let's go take a look at him. That's how I found your show, Joe. I think I found it in a search one time because I'd been tapping into some of these other places like Indie Bold and all, which you are a regular there. I have to admit, I think I would love doing the show Pitches Be Crazy. I think that is so much fun. I love watching that show. And that is where everyone grades the quality of the Kickstarter campaign launch. I love that show. That I really enjoy that. There was a similar show on our former network that I was a part of, and I appeared on that show one time, and that was a lot of fun, and I think very useful. So we need more shows like that. And Brian Rodman says, I read a post this morning that was so encouraging, and I thought I'd share it with you. Quote, lazy people do a little work, and they think they should be winning. Winners work as hard as possible and still worry if they're being lazy. OMG, that is profound. Brian continues, I needed that this morning because I chose to rest yesterday afternoon instead of work, and I felt so guilty for it. But if you don't take time to rest, then you will not be able to continue the race for very long. It's a marathon, not a sprint. That's something I have to be reminded of, but that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Oh my God, I've got to write that down someplace. Anyway, that's fantastic. Yeah. Well, I do the same thing. If I just, some days I have some days where I cannot do what I need to do, and I feel incredibly guilty, or I tell myself, oh man, I should have promoted that better, or I should have helped that person a little more, and I feel horrible about that. But maybe that's a sign I'm doing this right. And I know that many of my tribe are that way too. It's like, oh man, I should have been watching YouTube videos. I should have been, working on that new art, or I should have been, retooling my podcast or something. And yet, you do so much, all of you. And maybe it's your body and your mind telling you need to slow down. So anyway, Brian, thank you for sharing it, man. That is beautiful. And from the desk of Small Press Publisher, please subscribe to his channel on YouTube. Your fans will check out your work live or on Memorex when they can. Heck, that's how I catch up on things. I missed out on Saturday and Sunday. I watched the recording. Yeah, same with me. I mean, yesterday, I wasn't on the internet at all until I got home about 11:30 or so. 11ish last night, Eastern time. It had been what is technically known as a long ass day. But I couldn't have been happier. I had a great time. It was good. It was good seeing my friends and firing up again. And good morning to you, Cindy Cap. CKOEPP.com. Please check her out. And Mike, Jimmy, Alertia DeBruin, you're right, Joe. You can't keep everyone in mind. And when they go live, you wouldn't be able to stream anymore. Yeah, and Joe has such a beautiful organic feel to his show. And yes, Joe, you will be back on Comic Book Spectrum. I swear to God, you will. Anyway, please check it out. And Potsman Zed, shut mom, SMH, some people's kids. I know, Cindy, right? Yeah, there's some people that should not be allowed out playing with the adults, if you know what I mean. And Brian Robin says, in all seriousness, Joe D. McPhee was a fantastic host last Saturday night on From the Desk of Small Press Publisher. It was so much fun, and the comic book Spectrum crew showed up in droves to make things a ton of fun. And Joe D. McPhee is like, get out of here, you three. But no, we had a good time heckling Brian to let him know he is loved, and it was kind of fun seeing other people get picked on. It was kind of refreshing for me. Anyway, but no, it was a good time, and we kid because we love. You know that. And when we come by Joe's, we know we're in for a good time because he's a great interviewer and a fantastic artist. Please check out Amazonia on Comixology, and also from exengystudios.com. And it's just like it's spelled, or just like it sounds. And granddaughter Alex says hi and good morning. Alex, how are you this morning? I hope you are well. I hope one day to meet you in person. But anyway, you give Grandma a hug, and Grandma's going to hug you for me. And you have a great Monday, okay? Have a super Monday. Alex, I insist. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And oh no, Safari lost all the pages I had on tabs. Eek. So this will take some doing, and I won't be able to get to everyone today. Oh, Cindy just revealed her secret, how she knows all our stuff. But anyway, Cindy, we appreciate everything you do, and we don't promote you enough. CKOEPB.com, and check out her newsletter. It's free. It's fantastic. You'll feel better having read it. And Joe Doggy McKeel says, for every winner, there's a loser, and that person didn't really need to lose. They just didn't understand the game plan. Thank you, Buzz Aldrin. That is super, super, super. And Randy Zimmerman. Randy, it is good to see you, my friend. Happy Monday, Fezman. I am dialoguing fairy barbarians and warrior centaurs this morning, hoping for a productive week. Dude, you're well on your way. And I may have to talk to you about some stuff concerning Arrow 4.0. I'm feeling inspired. Anyway, Randy, check out Randy Zimmerman's show, and please check out indievolt.com. And in fact, I'm going to take a real quick, long drink of coffee, and we're behind anyway. But anyway, here's one of my favorite shows, and y'all need to check this out. Please, folks, watch this show on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock on the IndieVolt Network, whom we love. And it sells itself.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and IndieVolt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on IndieVolt, indievolt.com, the IndieVolt YouTube channel, and the usual IndieVolt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Also, check out IndieVolt. They own the nines. Thursday morning, they have a great morning coffee show. And most weeknights and weekends, they have great programming at 9 p.m. So please check out IndieVolt, all right? And we are not in competition. We are like this. And Randy, thank you very much. And Randy, please don't forget to send me some of those videos. I'd be happy to run them that we talked about last time we were together. And whoo, I found them. F-Disk reformat fixes software problems, hardware you're stuck with. Well, until you hurl it from across the room. Anyway, Cindy, we're glad we're having it, and please bring on the promotions. And back in the stereo box Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Please check them out. And hey there, friends and foes. Happy Monday morning. I'm sorry I'm joining you so late. My phone has been ringing nonstop this morning. Back in the stereo box, we understand, and we understand about tomorrow night. We will reschedule, my friend. Or I got a B plan in action. And also, Cindy says there's some reading recommendations for Ryan Purvis, and if you go to smashwords.com for your ebook needs, or if you'd rather go to the Amazon thing, I'm there too. Thank you very much, Cindy. I love you. And you better watch out for wolves while you're looking for my stuff. If you go to if you seek Sanctuary, Amanda Tuckert will give it to you with her writing on Amazon there. And Molly Daniel says, okay, I'll quit trying to promote my cover. Brian skipped both comments. No, I didn't skip them, Molly. I didn't see them. Okay. Seriously, if you were trying to attach if you're on YouTube and you're trying to attach a graphic, I don't see graphics on here on StreamYard. I have not skipped your cover. In fact, I think I'm going to institute. Occasionally, I get people that they don't hit enter, or they post in the wrong area if they're in more than one place, or sometimes StreamYard just simply does not send it to me for some reason or whatever reason. And YouTube is a little more problematic than Facebook in that regard. I may just stop reading those comments, because I can't help them. And I'm occasionally I get a little tired of being accused that it's my fault when it's not. I'll own up to the stuff that's my fault, though. City Cap says more reading suggestions for everyone from Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockard. Check out his stuff on the swordplay and combat. It's great writer reference and artistic. And folks, get excited. The writing of Memoirs of an Angel, issues 8 and 9 begins this week. I found a Relefian translator just to give you a little taste of what's going on. And there's that third comment. Here we go. And get scrolling back. And to get caught up on Memoirs of an Angel, head on over to brianrodman.com and get the first 7 issues of the series. It's about a ragtag group of infinite and finite beings who race through time and space to rescue a broken witch hunter from the clutches of the Dark Kingdom. It's like Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist. Good stuff. Join the adventure today. And I reviewed the latest issue on Comic Book Spectrum a few weeks ago, and I did it in front of Brian Rodman, and he has nothing to be ashamed of or worried about. It's a great series, and I received rough drafts of Animal issue number 2. Very cool, excellent. Check that out at ArtStation, where you can see the illustrator Raul Cruz and his work. It is lovely stuff. And today is my oldest daughter's birthday. She's 17 today, and a very accomplished young lady. I'm so stinking proud of her. You should be. She's awesome. It was great hanging out with her and your other daughter too a few weeks ago at PureCon, which I'm still buzzing about. Good time. And Cindy Cap, if you want to see the previews of issue 2, then go to patreon.com/CKOEPP.com. Any pledge over $5 gets the sneaky peeks. Definitely check it out, and check out our Patreon page. She's got a lot of great perks for you, including advanced looks at works in progress. It's good stuff. And OMG Molly, says Carly, and Brian does not skip comments. He sometimes doesn't get them, or maybe he hasn't seen them yet because he gets so many. She should be a grown-up. Yeah. Turn Molly over your knee. I want to watch. Anyway, Molly, YouTube held it for review. I approved it, but it may have been withheld from StreamYard. Yeah, sometimes, and thank you, Joe Dog. I do appreciate you. I really do. Joe Dog is my backup on here, and I'm grateful he is. But yeah, sometimes some things that are potentially spam, that's another thing. If you're promoting that cover, YouTube might have seen it as spam. Thank you for the reminder, Joe. And it would be held up for me. Now, the thing is, here's the secret of the show and why people should consider being an advertiser. You pay for one episode or more. We'll give a break on the cost if you do multiple episodes, like a week's worth or whatever. But if you sponsor a specific show, we don't take your ad down when we're done. That ad is evergreen. We will keep it in the show forever. And our back catalog of shows get views. I'm always going back to something like 6 months back, just out of curiosity, and finding that a bunch of people have seen the show. So yeah, we honestly, unless something is insulting or somebody's like misbehaving or in some way, we read every comment. And you, Molly Daniels, of all people, should know if anyone's going to read your comment on here, it's me, because I love you. So there. And she's a great kid, Michaela. Please tell her happy birthday for me. Same here. Please let her know that her friends here on Nevermind, furthermore, all of her mom's friends love her. And QuadCon, July 24th at Fort Dodge and 25th at QuadCon Waterloo, the comic and toy show. I will be there at both, and you should too. I fully agree. Check out the work of Cindy Kip. Buy some books from her and get you some knitted stuff or crocheted stuff, because she's awesome. And Magic and Vampires belong on your reading list, so you need to check out Nightrike by John B. Pica, new release from 7th Star Press. He is amazing. And check out his stuff. Thank you, Cindy. And Molly Daniels, Carly didn't mean to come off pouting. Yeah, well, my people are defending me, so they're Molly. But no, we would never skip your comments, seriously. And like Carly said, we may not have gotten to them yet. Like right now, you made this comment at 11:13. It is now 11:32. We are having a conversation with a whole lot of people. And I probably talk faster than most people. And there may come a time when I do have to skip comments if this show gets enough people watching. So, I've warned about this for years. So anyway, City Cap says, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, check them out every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Always a good time, always a great show, and we love them to death. They are great. And Molly Daniel says, Joe Don McKeel, thanks for clearing that up. And it's okay, Molly, we saw it at least. Yes, all the cool people on YouTube, which is why you should be there. And please, when you're there, give me a subscribe if you would, please. We're up to 510 people. I think it is, and looking for more, because hopefully it'll help pay for this show and also trickle down, if you know what I mean. Reagan knew what trickle down economics was. He just didn't know how to apply it. And as far as ego and writing is concerned, says Brian Rahman, there's always a bigger fish. No matter how good you are, there's always someone better. As if for some crazy reason you are the best at what you do, you could destroy that appeal by being an awful personality. No matter how good you are, if you're an egotistical jerk, I won't buy your stuff. Yeah, I'm the same way. In fact, there was a show, I won't say who the show is, and I can't remember the name of the writer because I blocked it out. But this person was at a comic book show, let's say, a number of years ago, and she had written a few novels, licensed novels about a character from the comic books. Well, a friend of mine went up to her and was going to get some, just pick her brain about writing advice. And it wasn't like this woman was incredibly busy, okay, because these books didn't have any pictures in them. But she went up, and my friend came up to me right afterwards, and I thought she'd be there quite some time, but she's only up there about 10 minutes or so, not even that. And she came up to me, and she just looked like somebody had slapped her in the face. And she said that I went up and I wanted to talk to this woman about how much, about how she, to get a little further up from where I am in the industry. And said this woman treated everything she had ever done in publishing and writing like it was some sort of secret. And she just out and out said, well, I'm not going to tell you about that. You'll just have to find out for yourself. That's not Rising Tide. And I was going to buy her books towards the end of the show, and I said, I don't need them that much. I've got my friends to read. I'm so far behind on those. But anyway, but yeah. And we have had people who come on and it's like, I'm the best writer ever. I'm the super writer. Well, people know your name along with Stephen King or James Patterson or Ruth Rendell or Agatha Christie, or no, they don't. The stories I could tell. But anyway, rather than assassinating these characters, you're right. There's always a bigger fish, and it's always good to remind yourself of that. But there's also nothing wrong in trying to get into a bigger ocean by the same thing. Joe Dog, love you, man. Thank you for having my back. And more for your reading list is right there from Amy Hale, who celebrates her 30th anniversary wedding to Mr. Amy Hale, John, tomorrow night. Please check out Amy Hale. She does such incredible work. And check out her new book, Neurosis. She's also, and that's what counts as Molly. Exactly. I still love you, Molly. And okay, Molly, make up space hug. And I hug both of you. And now they're asking, Brian, where are your hands? You'll be the first to know. Anyway, make sure these are on your list too. From Michaela J. Check out the Warriors trilogy. Great writing. I'm serious. I'm not just saying that because I adore her. She really is a good writer. I am so impressed with her. She really is. And Cindy Kep says you need some poetry in your life, and put some of it on your list from Teresa Dunn, Poetry Expressions 1 and 2. And she is on the way to finishing number 3 right now. And that was a one-arm side hug, by the way. Not anyone's ready for the full-on tackle hug. Bring it, Molly. Bring it. Anyway, I don't do anything. I usually do 2-armed hugs, and no one's complained yet. And comic-related madness for fun. Check out Pops Van Sant. And check out the dopes that think he's not doing any good, right? Anyway, Pops, we love you, man. We love you, Cindy. CKOEPB.com. Please sign up for her newsletter. It's amazing. And Carly, yeah, but if you can have the trapeze too, that's the tops. That's true. That's true. You might as well get it all. Hashtag don't die, feed cookie. Well-timed, Carl Witzman. And have a great day, everyone. I need to get ready to do errands. Well, good luck out there. Make sure you're hydrated, Carl. And thank you for being here, brother. Appreciate it. And the best scars come from having heard the phrases, hey, y'all come watch this. The second best scars come from, oh, hell, let me try that. And I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot of that at HowlCon this coming October 29th and 30th. And I got to call the hotel today. I was going to call Friday, and I got all the information together that I needed, and I put it down in my book for future use. And I looked up, and I saw the website, call between so-and-so and 4, and it was 3:59 when I looked. And I said, I'm not going to keep anyone late. So anyway, we will call today. Tomorrow at the latest. And cool beans, Molly. We love you, Carly. We love you too, Molly. And Cindy kept all out of break. Check out Brian Rodman and Grant Lankard's Kickstarter, Starnard 76 for vintage cartooniness. And if you really need to find some peculiar reading, definitely go to CKOEPP.com. Check her out on Amazon. And more important than that, happy anniversary. Enjoy many more years. Thank you, Cindy. Mwah. Love you, hun. And hope you have a great day today. And remember, at CKOEPP.com, this lady does so much for us. And her newsletter is free. It is monthly. It's amazing. You got to read it. And she is back in lurker mode. And the best, and okay, Joe Dog, I read it twice. Anyway, thank you for that, Joe Dog. And the artwork, Bill Sarn, great show as always, Brian. Got a boogie for now. Again, PSA blood work done today. Everyone have a great day and do good deeds. Vaya con Dios, amigo. Bill Sarn, have a sensational day, man. Go forth and be a champion, my friend, and good luck on your blood test. And Joe Bachman, I'm hoping to have a new construction video up later today on YouTube. Just need to find time on the job site to get the last couple clips shot. Oh, well, good luck with that. And definitely when you want some eyes on in front of it, let us know, and we'll help get some. And honestly, says Brian Robin, I'm glad Clever Tile Pending hasn't turned into a Kickstarter fundraiser show. It's topic-driven or focusing on the creator's journey. We have enough Kickstarter fundraiser shows. I fully agree. And most of them do a far better job than I could do of it. Now, if you happen to have a Kickstarter, I have no problem with that. But, it's like, I see, I have seen some shows, not in my immediate circle. Indie Volt does some great shows, too, in that regard. But it's like, I've seen some shows where it's all about my book. It's all about my book. It's all about my Kickstarter. You got to contribute my Kickstarter. Here's about my Kickstarter. And here's me about fed up and getting ready to tune to something else. I want, it's like we've had Luke Stone, and I've gotten to know him so much better and respect him so much more as a creator and as a human being. I want to hear about what it's like to be a fully fledged minister who creates comics rather than a comic book person who might have some sort of day job, but let's talk about his book. There's two reasons. One, I think it's more interesting. That's the main reason. And two, honestly, I do have people on the show that have Kickstarters because I do want them to get something for it. But I don't want people, I want people to like the person and check out their work for that reason. Or they find something of interest that they do and say, okay, like Glenn B. Fleming, one of the most wonderful people on this planet who should be canonized. He's an incredible creative personality, and he is one of the kindest people on this world. And he does so much for the rest of us, and he creates so many wonderful, varied things. It's not just great comics. It's also superb books, superb travelogues. I want to grab those Kennedy books he's done. And, of course, I'm definitely wanting in on that Jack Kirby documentary he's editing. But I think a lot of people see how kind he is and how wonderful he is. And I want to see that translate into sales rather than I have a Kickstarter. In fact, I've had a couple people recently who say, well, when can I be on your show? I've got a Kickstarter. And my show, Clever Tile Pending, is booked up for a couple of months at any given time. And we might have a show where we might be able to get you over the mid-hump. We might be able to help you close out and get a few extra dollars. We've had a couple shows where people have hit their goal during the a halfway period in their campaign, or some of them have hit. We've had a few that have hit stretch goals during the show, and that's what we like to see. But we're not going to turn this into an infomercial. Nobody's going to go back and watch these shows if all we do are infomercials. There are plenty of shows that'll let you do those infomercials, and God bless them. But we're not one of them, nor is Dastardly Dingoes. If somebody's got something to say, that's one thing I get from your show. If somebody's got something to say, that's fine. But just because they have a Kickstarter, there's no reason to have a person on the show. In fact, I also want to vet guests. It's like I want to talk to them offline. I want to talk, or sometimes I'll offer them. I want to see how they promote. I've had a couple people that said, well, I've got a Kickstarter. When can I come on your show? Like they're entitled to be on the show for that reason. And I said, well, I'm booked up, which it's not a lie. I usually am. But it's like when, here's an alternative route that I can provide that I'll let you promote. And please feel free to use it. And they don't. So that doesn't show me they're serious about what they do. And 95% of the time I'm right. But anyway, I'm glad you appreciate that, man. Seriously. And I've even had people, a couple people ask about Comic Book Spectrum and say, well, I've got a Kickstarter. Can I come on there? I knew this would happen. And I'm like, no, that's not what the show is for. And the usual response is, but I've got a Kickstarter. And I was like, well, yeah, and I want a pony. So there we go. Anyway, Skycracker says, I always assumed that Cindy had a document open on her computer that just had all the links and she just changed the slogans. I mean, that's what I would do if I wasn't driving this van. That's something I should set up for myself, actually, Skycracker. That's it's a super idea. And Cindy shall lead the way. And Molly Dan says, happy birthday to Michaela Jades Youngly. Oh, definitely. Give that gal a hug for us. And on that note, though, time for me to go sign off, says Joe Bachman. Have a great day, folks, and see you on Wednesday. Joe, always a pleasure to have you here, brother. Hope you have a great Monday, and we'll see you in a couple of days. I love the Sunday Funnies. I do, too. One of my favorite shows to appear on or just watch along with. Yeah, same with me. I don't always wake up on Sundays at 9, or sometimes if I'm up that early, because otherwise I'd be on every week with Randy, because I just have such a good time when I'm on there. Pretending I know what I'm talking about, but no, I love that show. That's one, actually. Sunday Funnies is one of my favorite shows. Randy and Varian and Daphne do a super job, and I love talking to Russ and everyone else on there. And maybe one day we'll both be on there. That would be cool. And about 20% of the time we actually talk about comics. On the days I'm on, I don't think the percentage is that high. We sometimes go on. We go sideways on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm sure you do. And there's dump number 4. Joe Dog McHale says, if you order your groceries online and have them delivered, they will still bring you DiGiorno. Will they still bring you DiGiorno pizza? On that note, it is time. Don't die, Pete Cookie. Thank you, Joe Dog. And check out Stupid O'Clock Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. On Saturdays, and it's a great show. You'll love it. It's a great conversation show, and get involved in it. It's always a good time. And those are the comics I read. I need to start watching that show. Yeah, definitely. Please watch our show Thursday nights. We have fun. We cut up. We really do. And Sunday Funnies is worth watching. Definitely worth watching. Brian Robin says, your daily reminder that Rising Tide should do a Kickstarter campaign to help fund this wonderful venture. With our powers combined, let's build this community and give it more power to influence this industry. Brian, I'm pricing out part of the equipment I would like to have. And I'm going to have to be talked into asking for that much. The way things are right now, I am looking at probably at least $3,000. And you guys have been so generous to me already with the Patreon. If you want to support me, please check out my Patreon. That would help a lot. It's just that the amount of money I would need, I don't know if I want to go to the well for that, but we'll talk, Brian. We really need to talk. I'm sure you can talk me into it. And Molly Dale says it's a ton of fun, and it's an open mic. If you send Randy a message most of the time, you two can chat along live. Yeah, that's true. Molly, we gotta get you on my shows too. Build you up a catalog here, and have a great day, everyone. Joe Dog, again, thank you for having my back. The same, I would do the same for you. You take this day and make it yours, Joe Dog. And I thank you for everything. And YouTube also blocks comments from going through either because the bots think it's spam or offensive, even when it's innocuous. Yeah, that's true. We can't fight the bots. I do go back and I do check every episode. And if somebody has a comment that is held up for review, I do approve 99% of them. We still get a few occasionally that aren't fit for this show, even as it is. And YouTube doesn't allow links to be posted in chat unless done by the channel owner or moderator, says Eric Hawkins. The poster will see them, but they don't actually show up in chat. Okay, that's more precise. Eric is also my backup. I appreciate you too, Eric. But that's YouTube and Google for you, says the Skunk Rocker. You have no rights under the feudal corporate state. Well, it's kind of like I keep saying, you have the right to express yourself, but you don't have the right to be heard. And apparently, Zuckerberg knows it. Now worship the almighty dollar, you peasants. I do. I prostrate myself to its glory. And that's the weird thing. I didn't post any links, just mentioned my Facebook page. See if that one gets through. Nope, it didn't go through, Molly. Sorry. And Scott Crocker says, all right, if you're just going to ignore me, I'm going to shut up. Yeah. You wish I'd ignore you. Forget it. And Molly Daniels profusely apologizes for coming off sounding like a diva. I am anything but that. Again, I agree you are anything but a diva. You were concerned. But every now and then I get people that who should know better, who blame me directly for, like they think I am ignoring them, or which you should know better. and that I'm not reading everything I see here. Again, I very rarely skip anything. And if I do, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to skip that comment. And if I get, considering how behind I get, it's like, and it's one of those things that I honestly have considered giving up the show for this reason. Here's a little peek behind the scene, especially when we were having some communications difficulties with like StreamYard and Facebook and several other times where people were getting on my case about, you're not doing this, you're not doing what we want. And it got to the point where I honestly was going to give this up. I was going to give up Nevermind the Furthermore, because I was tired of people blaming me for things that were out of my control. And I don't even go on other people's shows. Like if they're having sound issues, if I'm the only one there, I will probably send a direct message to the person hosting saying, I can't, after I check, make sure it's not me, that, you're having this problem. You might want to see if you can do something about it. But I very rarely get on the live show and say, well, you suck, I can't hear you. And you think it doesn't get tiring, folks? How much do you like being blamed for stuff you have no control over? See? So anyway, less than 28 minutes till time to feed quickly. Let's get to 31 years. Oh man, yeah. I don't get 30 until tomorrow, dude. Let's see if I can get to live. And sorry I'm so late. Rough morning. I'm just here to like the page. Well, Grant, I love knowing you're here, brother. I hope your day straightens out, and I hope you and Angie have a great day. Much love to you both. Pops Van Zandt, Molly Daniels, only mods can post a link in the YouTube chat. You can in the Facebook stream, though. That's true. And YouTube sometimes throws out comments just for the heck of it, too. It's weird. And Molly is mocking Skunk with her laughter. Dang you, Molly. And we don't always get to post every comment that is made during a show. No expectation that you should either, says back of the cereal box. Thank you, sir. And 512 now subs, Mr. B. Thank you, Mr. J. I appreciate that. Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to us on YouTube. We have a number of plans for the show. It's not about putting the money in my wallet. It really isn't. It's about making this money go towards, like, we want to upgrade the broadcast computer. We'd also like to get Cookie a computer where she can do some more sophisticated editing. Last year she taught herself Photoshop. She took a course on Photoshop, rather. And this year she wants to do video editing. That's not to say I don't want to work with Jeremy Woodring. I do. Diva, you're all divas and we love you for it. Oh yeah, you diva, you Diva Van Zandt. Anyway, we love you too, Pops. We really do. Okay, everybody, let's put a memorandum on this right now. YouTube just blocks stuff randomly because nobody knows why nobody cares. Doesn't matter if you post a link of your notes. This is Skunk Rocker. Yes, so get used to it, right? If we want to read every comment, let's just start our own broadcast system. And Molly says, Kelly Austin, I've learned that nothing is personal. Things happen sometimes beyond the control of the host. We support each other. If you have something to post, just message me and you can post it on my little section of the universe. I can help you a little. Remember, we support and love and care Brian. He's one of us who's right there for you. Thank you, Kelly. I love you, honey. You're awesome. You really are. And literally, it's nothing to do with the links. People get their comments blocked all the time for literally no reason because YouTube felt like it. Yeah, the thing happens on Facebook too, and that's one of the reasons. And sometimes it just one of my games from MobilityWare it's a jigsaw puzzle game I play every day. I haven't been able to play it for a week because Facebook, who kind of is my link to that game, suddenly decided they didn't want to broadcast it anymore. And I sent a thing to MobilityWare and they said, are we aware of the problem? And it's Facebook's thing. And we're trying to get them to talk to us about it. So it's a lot of this is beyond our control. Brian, I think I may know who you're talking about who refused to help that woman, because I think we may have been at the same show and are friends with that same woman. I don't know. It wasn't, it was, I don't know. Maybe you are. And she seemed like a nice lady. That was the thing. But my friend just got the feeling that you'd have to waterboard her to try to get this information out of her, which is all available on Google or from me or from any other Rising Tide person. And so if you specifically want to advertise something on the show and include a link to or make sure your message goes through, you have to use Facebook or Twitch. And even then, I don't trust Twitch. Twitch is too new for me to really have a comment on that part, Skunk Rocker. But yeah, if you want to post a link, Facebook is the way. However, I have more problems with Facebook and StreamYard than I do with YouTube and StreamYard. So anyway, I've ranted about YouTube being crap with the comments enough to point this out. You don't have to post a link. They'll just block your comment because Moon is in retrograde or some BS. Oh, and Christian Illusion, Jake Lindsay. Hey, Brian. Hey, Jake, how you doing, buddy? I got 4 calls from pastors last night wanting shows. I now have 7 gigs with a Halloween show. Good man. Good man. Keep up the good work. Skunk Rocker continues. And whatever, maybe I'm just bad attitude over reacting boy here, but I just talk about this all the time, and I keep constantly getting ignored. No, I'm not ignoring you, Skunk, anymore than I would Molly, for the same reason. I adore you both, okay? And hold my beer, says Bob's Man saying, oh dear God, we're in trouble now. And Ted Davies Artistry, great show, Brian. Thank you all, and make the day great for someone else. See you tomorrow on TED Talks. Looking forward to TED Talks tomorrow with the Dastardly Dingoes. That is going to be entertaining as anything. And Brian Rahman says, thank you for yet another amazing start to the week, my friend. Have fun and stay safe. Everyone, don't wait for your week to be yours. Make it so. Hashtag feed cookie, hashtag bring cookie home, and hashtag laugh like the shadow. I saw some shadow pulps yesterday, too. Ooh, I'm so tempted. Anyway, who knows what comments YouTube will not broadcast to StreamYard? The shadow knows. Wait a minute. My comment about Brian's YouTube channel didn't go up. Wait a minute. I'm calling Lamont Cranston. He'll look into this. He's got money. Anyway. So anyway, happy Wednesday, by the way. Don't you start, Jake Lindsay. Anyway, Grant Lankard says, I don't think people are ignoring you, Skunk. I hear everything you say. I just don't reply to every comment. I imagine most people are like that. Yeah, they leave it to me. And don't die feed cookie and all that jazz. Love you guys. Love you too, Grant. Have a great day and continue doing well. Oh, I haven't checked on Beowulf today. What's wrong with me? And I think he made his goal. He made his goal last week, and thank you to everyone who has contributed to that. I see you at $20.99. I think I need to update though, but that's fantastic. That means Beowulf number 2 will be out. Please support this book because he's awesome. And Skunk Rocker says, Brian, none of that was directed to you, by the way. Oh, thank you. Not a single bit of that was directed to everybody else. I talk about this almost every show because it happens to me constantly. Apparently, I'm full of it. I'd never say that, Skunk. Anyway, no, you're fun, man. You're a fun dude. And if you aren't full of the Skunk, you're very observant. Yeah, that's probably what you're being suppressed because you're getting too close to the truth. The Illuminati may be on to you, Skunk. That's what it is. But thank you from the desk of the small press publisher, whom I agree with in this case very much. And I've had my own comments, says Pop saying that, not links disappear, mostly controversial comments. I do have my stream on YouTube set up that certain words will not be used. So if you use anything of 10 or 12 letters, and I'm sure many of you already know what that is, it ain't getting on the air. or it may come up as asterisk or something. But anyway, links always disappear on YouTube. And I do not have a Kickstarter. It's true. Back in the cereal box, John B. Pica does not. I was a guest on another podcast last week, and I don't think I actually talked about any of my own projects once. And I think the hosts were a little disappointed by that. I'm the opposite, man. You know me, John. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about your journey. We're going to talk about what you do. And you do so much more than just write. You are busy. You're organized. To a level that should inspire envy in all of us. And you're awesome. But I will get back with you later today, hopefully, John, and we will reschedule our show, okay? And Angie Dudas, hey, if any of you all come to Pittsburgh, let me and Grant know. We can have a meetup, especially you, Brian. Angie, you guys are on my bucket list. I'm telling you right now, girlfriend. And we're gonna make this happen, I promise. And it may not happen this year, the way things look now, but I'm making plans for next year. And I'm already at the point where I'm already setting up next year, dear Lord. And Jake Lindsay says, I honestly don't want a Kickstarter. I'm in it for the smiles and for the grand illusions. I love that album by Styx. It's a great album, great song too. And more like very obnoxious as a skunk rocker for most of this crowd, but I appreciate the compliment anyway, Joe. Yeah, seriously, Skunk, if you have something to say, I want to hear it. I do, and I want to read it. Let's talk about something else now. Get back to being happy. Get back happy, damn it. Anyway, Scott Cracker says, everyone knows those businesses where they open a new location where a completely different business already has been, and they just keep the building like little loan places and Pizza Hut buildings and such. Yeah, I do know one corporation, Skunk, that doesn't do that, and that's McDonald's. Seriously, we had a remodeling of the McDonald's in Lafayette on Sagamore Parkway not long after I moved to the North End. And uh, and my understanding is from a little research that every McDonald's is like that. In this case, they took out the playground, which I think they're moving away from now, the play area. But my understanding is anytime a McDonald's changes hands, they basically tear the building down to the ground and make sure it's the newest design, which I understand that it keeps everything consistent. But yeah, it is interesting. And lurker mode is disengaged. Apparently, one of you is riled Cindy Kep, and she's coming to take it out on you. Anyway, Brian, if I can raise 3,700 with my beauty platform, you can certainly wrangle 3,000. Thank you, Cindy. Mwah. It's something to consider. It really is. And lurker mode re-engaged. Thank you, darling. I am considering it. I am considering. I just need. I need a lot of stuff, but most of the forethought is, I could try it. I mean, if I don't succeed, I don't succeed. Oh, well. Scott Cracker says, I just saw a liquor store. It definitely used to be an oil change place. They went with the generic wine and spirits. Come on, man. Top alcohol was right there. Oh, yeah. Seriously. Yeah, I love those places that started up about 34 years ago where it's like an old garage or something, but they tear down one end and make it a drive-through, and so there's room for refrigerators and stuff, and you just pull up to the window, give them your order, and they just put the stuff out for you. I think it's genius. I really do. And I've seen some places that have it so you go in, place your order, and they have facilities on both sides. They just basically from both sides put alcohol in your car, which if that isn't the American dream, I don't know what is. Anyway, Scott Cracker says, anyway, don't die, feed Cookie, and have a great day. We are on it. I hear her stomping around upstairs, probably wondering where is my assistant. Anyway, thank you, Skunk. We do love you, man. We really do. And we love you, Molly Daniels. Alex was thrilled with your message to her and says she's looking forward to meeting you one day also. Well, I hope it's soon, Alex. And Molly, I love you. Mwah. Nicholas Stockard, those who complain about free entertainment and education having errors should pay the PETA tax. Yeah, there you go. I love PETA. They taste good with hummus. And comment dump engage. That's enough out of you too, Jake. Don't be foiling this show. And Skunk, I think Mercury is in retrograde. Hope it stays that way in July. In 2019, I loved it. But my book sold well during that time. Bring on the retrograde. Yeah, I keep telling my friends who are into astrology that I am more in control of my destiny than the stars will allow. And I'm not going to let the slowest planet in the solar system dictate its whims to me. Kelly Austin says, be good, everyone. Enjoy your day and be safe. You are all incredible. I'm off to the laptop for a hard day of creative focus. Thanks for a great show, Brian. Mwah. Kelly, thank you for being here and help making it so. And Jake Lindsay says, Christian Illusions, Jake Lindsay says, well, they made a song about Grand Illusions. That's awesome. Yeah, by Styx, S-T-Y-X. One of their earliest albums. And it's a beautiful song called The Grand Illusion. Great Dennis DeYoung song. And it's noon, and I can hear Cookie tapping her foot from here. That cue, Joe Dog McGill, so can I. And Molly Dale says, welcome to the Grand Illusion. Come on in and see what's happening. Yes! And Molly, I don't know what that means, says a skunk rocker. And in Ohio, all liquor stores are drive-through. Ooh. Oh, if I had known that, I'd turned off the turnpike. No, actually, I did want to go to an alcohol place, and Cookie's like, no, we have to get home. And Molly Daniel says, I had to Google it to understand it. It makes some people lose their minds financially. Well, losing your mind, this is the place for it. So anyway, thank you, folks. We are a couple minutes over. I have to go feed my woman. Anyway, thank you all for the well wishes. Thank you for the discussion. Thank you for the great topics. Thank you for the involvement. Appreciate you all. I really do. I hope you all have a sensational day today. And if you've got a moment, make somebody else's day a little bit better too. Again, thank you to Charles F. Millhouse, Marianne Millhouse, Jim Beard, and John C. Bruning for a great time yesterday. And thank you to Jeff Harper for throwing the Pulp Fiction show. It was a good time. Is that song copyrighted? I want to use it in my show. Yes, it is copyrighted. You will incur the wrath of the legal gods if you use it. We need to talk about, Jake. We probably, if you're using copyright stuff, you and I need to have a talk. But you can go to copyright.gov, and there is a section on fair use that you may wish to read up on. There are times when you can use material if it's in the public domain, which means it does not have a copyright or the copyright has expired. I think as things stand right now, anything created 1926 or earlier is in the public domain. This is not to be confused with trademarks, though. For instance, in this is a little side here, but I think this is useful for Jake. In 2033, I think it is, Superman will be, the first issues of Superman will be in the public domain. The stories can go into the public domain, but the trademark does not, as long as you defend it, which is basically cease and desist letters and stuff like that, or just warnings, don't use it. You can keep your copyright, but there are terms like aspirin and vulcanization that became genericized, meaning they become common usage. You don't owe nothing on it. Because they didn't defend them. So anyway, okay, Cookie, he's yours now. Love you too. Oh, we love you, Molly. Oh, we really do. And I read everything you have. Anyway, I use instrumental songs from Kevin MacLeod most of the time. I hope you get permission, especially if you go on YouTube or Facebook, because you will get what's called a copyright claim from certain organizations because you're using copyrighted music without permission. Okay, but there are plenty of songs you can use. Go to YouTube studios on the interwebs, and there's a lot of music you can use free of charge. Okay, and it will never change. That's the nice thing about Pops Van Zandt says, Peace All Monday Madness has a new time, 4 p.m. Eastern on my YouTube channel and in the madness. Check out the madness. Comic Madness with Pops Van Zandt. Pops, we'll talk later, brother. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. I'm glad you were here and hope you all have a great Monday. I really do. And as always, we want to thank our sponsor, Plasma Fire Graphics. When the look of your Did you see those book covers? Heck, did you see this one by Charles F. Millhouse, his brand new book, Evolution Man? Jeffrey Hayes did that cover. He also did this one, my new book, Snow Ambition, a quick read crime drama with Abraham Snow by Bobby Nash, but except this one's by me. You'll enjoy it. Check it out. Available on Amazon for 99 cents right now. So anyway, check out Jeffrey Hayes. Check out PlasmaFireGraphics.com. Also their Facebook page, Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Thank you to the Rising Tide Broadcast Network for powering this show. We have your entertainment and education also available in painless form 7 days a week. Check out what we've got. We're the only thing we've got going tonight. Tomorrow night, Clever Title Pending will be a rerun, but we got something special planned for that too. And John B. Pica had an important engagement, had to back out, and that's fine. We will have fun anyway. We'll have a special classic episode with some comments by me. So anyway, please check out Nevermind the Furthermore tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Also, while you're at it, check out our friend Christian Basil at 6 p.m. with the Legends Traveling TARDIS on YouTube. And please sign up and like and subscribe when you do. Also, we want to thank our Patreon subscribers. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly. And look at these wonderful people. Please support them too. And anyway, if you want to check out what I offer for what I'll give you for your supporting dollars, check us out at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. That's me. And also, we'll be back Wednesday morning at Also, don't forget, I also forgot to talk about tomorrow. Ted Talks with the Dastardly Dingoes at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I forgot to mention Ted. Sorry, my brother. And it's going to be a great, great show. Brian Rahman and Jeremy Woodring and Chad Noose are great guys, and you're going to have a lot of fun listening to that broadcast. It's going to be sensational. And we'll be back Wednesday morning with more Nevermind the Furthermore. We hope you have a great, great day, one and all. So we're going to run a couple of spots from our friends here at the end of this program. We hope you'll stick around and learn about what they've got going. And anyway, folks, hope you have a great, great Monday. Stay safe out there. It's still plenty warm in plenty of parts of this country. Stay hydrated and just generally have a great day and see what you can do to help somebody else have a great day. We'll have a great day again on Wednesday morning at 10 when we have the new Nevermind the Furthermore done live. Explains all the errors. Anyway, folks, have a super, super Monday. And as always, stay smart. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't forget what order you do this stuff, Brian. And never apologize for being awesome, which I'm working up to. Have a great Monday, everyone. We'll see you Wednesday on Nevermind the Furthermore.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide broadcast network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Stormgate Press presents Pulp Reality 2. 10 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Packed with pirates, private eyes, aliens, automatons, villains, and vigilantes. High adventure, wondrous fantasy, mysterious horror, and startling science fiction await. Pick up a copy and be transported to astonishing places and travel to amazing times in the Golden Age pulp style. This is Pulp Reality 2. Available now on Amazon.com.
This is the legend of the traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Go thee to thy rest, O Shades. Thou hast served well in life. Now take thy reward.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam with an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.